Hi guys, so today, this is the second time I filmed this video. I am going to be showing you my makeup, doing little reviews. If there are any palette products that you want to see a more full review of, let me know in the comments down below or on Twitter and Instagram, and I will do my best. This is my second time filming this video. The first one was really zoomed in on my face. I hated it. My voice sounded weird. I didn't like it. I had 2 hours of footage and none of that will ever see the light of day. So here we go, round 2. If you hear any weird noises, my neighbours are doing some, not building work, but like sorting out their house, so that's probably what it is, or the sounds of the outside, because everyone's at home, as you may or may not know. Everyone of my neighbours are at home, they're all outside, so if you hear anything like that, that's all it is. But yeah, let's get to it. So first of all, I am going to be showing you my lipsticks. This isn't it, this is just one of them. This is where we're going to start. Got this one, and this one. These little plasticky holders are from Flying Tiger. I think the small ones were about £4 and the big one was £6 maybe. And I want some more of them. I really like them. So they're good and they're cheap and they last and they look nice. And that's what I want from something that is holding all my makeup. So I think I'm going to start with my MAC lipsticks. These aren't all my lipsticks, by the way. I have like a big drawer thing of lipsticks, but they're the lipsticks that I don't really use, so I'm not going to be reviewing them. I'm only going to be reviewing the stuff that I actually use, which makes sense. So it shouldn't be 2 hours long. But let's start with MAC lipsticks. So first of all, we have this one. This is called Shrimpton, and it's a really pretty light nude. As you can see, I'm very pale, and this is a really nice nude because it's like your lips but better, which I really like. So big tick from me. And then this one is Velvet Teddy, the classic. So what can I say about Velvet Teddy that hasn't already been said? I really like it. This one is Ruby Woo. They're universal red. Everyone that I know who has this does look really nice in it. I really like it. I wear it a lot on nights out. I'm a big fan. Basically, this one is like a very dark red. It's almost like purple. It's really pretty on. It doesn't look too nice in the tube, but it is really pretty when it's on. So again, big tick from me. And then I have 2 MAC liquid lipsticks. We have this one, which is called Simply Smoked, and it's a kind of grey brown. It's really nice. The formula of the MAC liquid lipsticks is really nice. They don't really dry your lips out, which I like a lot. If you wear liquid lipsticks, you'll know that that is a big problem for a lot of them. And then there's this one, which is kind of a pinky, corally type colour. This is really pretty. The only thing I will say with this one is you need to put a couple of coats on and you need to let it dry, because before it dries it looks horrible. But once it dried, it's really pretty and it does stay on really well. So I do like it a lot. We have the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks, which I got very recently. It's a set. I can't remember off the top of my head what the set is called, but it is 4 liquid lipsticks and a lip gloss. And I really like it. I've been using them a lot. So the first one is called Sand. It's a very kind of pale nude colour. It is really nice. For me, it's a bit on the pale side. I like quite a natural, like neutral nude or a darker nude. I don't really like a pale nude, but it is really pretty, and I have used it to do like an ombre nude lip. This next one is called Peachy, and as the name would suggest, it's a kind of peachy nude. Again, it's a bit light for me, but it's really nice. It is really nice. Now this one is my favourite of the set. It's called On Mute, and it's a kind of browny dark nude. It's really nice. And the one thing I will say about these liquid lipsticks, the formula is incredible. Like, I've never known a liquid lipstick to stay on as well as these do. Really good. Really, really good. This one is a shimmer. It's called Beaming. I've never had a shimmer liquid lipstick. Like, most of the liquid lipsticks I've had are matte. So it looks like that. It's really nice. But I think, for me, if I'm gonna have like a shimmery, sparkly look, I'd rather just use a lip gloss on top of another lipstick. I don't really like a shimmery liquid lipstick. And talking about lip glosses, we have Summer Vibes. It smells like cake. I really like it. It's really, really nice. It's very glittery, so if you don't like a glittery lip gloss, this is not the one for you. But it's very, very nice if you do. And then I have a couple of Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks. I think they're a really good formula. I really like them. So the first one I've got is called Scandal. It's a kind of purpley, glittery shade. And it's really, really pretty on. Like, in the bottle, it doesn't look very nice. But it is really, really nice on. It's really subtle. And I really like it. It's more everyday than I thought it would be. So yeah, I like it a lot. And then I have Wifey, which I think has been discontinued because I can't find it anywhere, because I want to buy it again because I really, really like it. It's a red. It's just a red. It's really, really nice. It's a really good red. I wear it a lot on nights out. I really like it. I do like it a lot. Then we have Delicious, which again is a kind of grey brown. And then we have Daddy, which is more of a brown nude shade. Then I have two glossier lip glosses. I have a red one and kind of sparkly one. They are just called Red and Holographic, which is what they are. I'm actually wearing the red one today on top of a dark red lip liner. I really like them because they're not too sticky, but they are really glossy, which I do really like. So the other stuff that's in here is stuff that I use every day, so like foundation, concealer and powder. I also have this eyeliner. It's called Stamp and Drag, and it's a Ciate London one. So it's got a really thick like felt tip on one side and a stamp on the other. I don't use the stamp because I like a really big wing and it's quite small, but the thick tip is really, really good. I'm actually wearing it today. I wear it a lot. And then I also have the MAC Extreme Dimension 3D Black Lash Mascara. Looks like this. It's really, really good for when you don't really want to wear false lashes, but you still want that kind of volume. That's my kind of everyday mascara. So next I have like primers. So the primer that I'm using at the moment is the Barry M Flawless Original Primer. So it's for all skin types, pore minimizing, smoothing and mattifying, which it is. Like, I love putting this on and it just feels so nice on the skin. It is really, really nice. It's a really good primer. It's quite cheap. I think it's about £8 maybe, but it's really good quality. You can get it in Superdrug or Boots or whatever, so it is really good. This is the foundation that I'm using at the moment. It is the Collection Lasting Perfection Ultimate Wear Foundation in Cool Ivory because I'm pale. I really, really like this. I need to get a new one. As you can see, it's running out, but it's really nice. It's really full coverage, so if you don't like a full coverage foundation, this is not the one for you. But for me, I like a full coverage. I like a full beat. That is my decision. But yeah, if you don't like full coverage foundation, do not get this. I also have the NYX Born to Glow foundation in Caramel, which, as you can see, not my colour, but this is the one that I use when I have fake tanned, which I'm not doing because I'm not seeing anyone. So this is my tanned foundation. It's a really good formula. Again, very full coverage, which is what I want. They're not particularly expensive, but they're very good quality. So it's definitely a good one if you want a full coverage foundation that's good and not very expensive. I also have three different Collection Lasting Perfection concealers. As you can see, they're all different shades. So these two are for when I haven't fake tanned. They're Extra Fair and Fair. Really like this concealer. It's really good quality. Again, very full coverage, and it blends out really nicely. This one, the darker one, is in shade 3, Warm Medium, for when I fake tanned again. I also have the Rimmel London Lasting Radiance Concealer, which I put under my eyes. It's very like highlighting and illuminating, so under the eyes, around the nose, and just on the bridge of the nose. I really like it. And I also have the Rimmel Lasting Matte Concealer, which I use just on my little spots and blemishes, because it's really full coverage, and it really is full coverage. I'm having a bit of a breakout at the moment, and you can't see it, hopefully, so it works. So I've just adjusted the settings on my camera because they went a bit weird, but we are back. We are talking palettes. This is going to be a while. Get yourself a cup of tea or coffee or orange juice, whatever you want, because this is going to be a long one. I have all my palettes right in front of me. I'm going to start with the face palettes because it's a smaller pile. So first of all, we have the Benefit Cheek Parade palette. It looks like this. She is well used. We love her. So in this little palette, you have Hula Light, which are both bronzers, California, Dandelion, and Rocketeur, which are blushes. And as you can see, very well used. I really like the Hula bronzers because they blend so nicely. They blend like butter. Oh, they're beautiful. This was very nice. I think another like product from Benefit, I would buy one of these two, the bronzers, because just for me, I use them more. I don't use the blushes as much because I don't wear as much blusher, but I wear bronzer every day. So for me, I would either buy Hula or Hula Light. Benefit, if you want to send me some, feel free. So yeah, this is a good one. I also have the Morphe 8L palette. She looks like that. So you've got the 4 bronzers and the 4 highlights. You've got Literati, Donut, Debutante, and Enemy. They're the bronzers. And you've got Lit, Stardust, Supernova, and Cosmic, which are the highlighters. Lit is the most beautiful highlighter that I've ever seen. I love her. She's my favourite. And I use these two, which are Literati and Donut, when I'm not fake tanned, and I use the other two when I am. So it's a perfect palette for me. They do a darker toned one for obviously people with darker skin, but I don't get that because I don't have darker skin. But Morphe are really good. Next we have the Huda Beauty Winter Highlight Palette. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll know this is one of my favourites. It's so like blinding. Like, I have highlight on. I used a gold highlighter this morning, so I'm going to go into Northern Lights and just look at that. It's amazing. This was in my Glossybox advent calendar in 2018. She's so pretty. I literally use this all the time. We're best friends. We spend a lot of time with each other. We know each other inside out. Very good. I also have this MAC palette. This MAC palette, I got it for Christmas in 2019. You've got 2 blushes and 2 highlights. I mostly use the blushes because the highlights aren't like blinding enough for me. As you can see, we like a blinding highlight. But this is a really nice palette. The blushes are really nice. They're kind of shimmery. It's very similar to the NARS blush. The pink one is, I mean, not this one. And they're just really pretty colours. I really like it. I also have the MAC Gold Hyper Real Glow palette, which as you can see is quite well used. Obviously this one is a bit too dark for me at the moment, but when I'm fake tanned I use this a lot. These two I use all the time. I think they're really pretty. They're really pretty for normal highlight or inner corner and under the brow highlight. and they're just really, really nice. I like them a lot, and as you can see, I like this palette. Next we have the Tarte Park Ave Princess. This was also in my Glossybox advent calendar in 2019. You've got 2 matte highlighting shades and 4 bronzers. It smells like chocolate, which is really nice. These 2 are really pretty. They're really nice for just under the eye and like the middle of the forehead. That's where I use them. And then these, they're really, really good. I'm wearing them today. I'm wearing Carrot and Princess Cut. These are the 2 that I use when I'm pale. These are the 2 that I use when I'm not. Next we move on to eyeshadow palettes. There are a lot. So let's get into it. First of all, we have the Urban Decay Alice in Wonderland palette. This is the second one they did, the Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. It looks like this. As you can see, my favourite shade is Lily. I used to use it as a highlight shade, but there are some really pretty shades on there. I really like the blues, the kind of pinky neutral shades. They're my favourite ones in this one. I got it when I was first getting into makeup, when I still bought Urban Decay palettes. I also have the Urban Decay Moon Dust palette, which looks like this. It's all kind of glitters. They are really nice. The only thing that I will say is they're very kind of clumpy. Like, you put your brush in, and as you can see on the purple shade, it just like clumps up and you get so much on your brush to the point where it's almost like unusable, but they are really pretty shades. I also have the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette, which is all matte shades. As it says, basics. I used to use this all the time, especially for like college and stuff, especially the shade Extra Bitter, which is this orangey one. I really, really like that one. I don't know why, but I really do. Next, I'm going to do my Naked palette. So first of all, we've got the original Naked palette. It's all these kind of neutral shades, neutral browns. It's really pretty. My favourite shades are Naked, Buck, Half Baked, Smog and Dark Horse. They're the ones I used a lot, more than the others. It's an alright palette. The Naked 2. This was my mum's. She used it a lot. I don't really use it. It's not really my shades, but it's fine. The Naked 3. I got this when Rose Gold was a whole thing, because it's all like rose gold shades. I still use this if I want to do like a neutral pinky look, but I don't use it that often really. I have the Naked Smoky palette, which as you can see, quite well used. I didn't really use it to do many smoky eyes though, but it's a good palette. And then there's the Naked Heat. Obviously all kind of orangey red shades, which I really like because I have blue eyes, so orangey and red shades really work with my eyes. Moving on from Urban Decay, we have the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. It's called Warm Neutrals, and that is exactly what it is. It's a really nice palette. It's really simple, and I think because it's NYX, it's relatively cheap. I think it's about £15. You get 16 shades. Had to do some maths there. I use it a lot, like if I'm in a rush in the morning but I want to do like a bit of an eye look. It's really quick, blends really well, good palette. Next is the Burgundy x9 MAC eyeshadow palette, which looks like this. It's 9 shadows. They're all kind of pinky burgundy shades. I really like this. It's a bit of a, it's like a cheaper version of the Naked 3 palette. Obviously you only get 9 shades, but it's really good. I've also got the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette, like this. This was my first kind of colourful palette. I got this when I was kind of first getting into makeup, like properly into makeup. I still really like it. I just don't use it that much. There's too many glitters and I like a matte now. Then we have the Conspiracy palette. I think we all know what this looks like by now. I think this is a good palette. It's really highly pigmented, really nice shades. However, a lot of them you need another palette to use. So like, oh my god, you have one bright yellow shade. How am I meant to do an eye look with just one bright yellow shade and nothing to kind of complement it? It is a really nice palette and I've done some really nice eye looks. I tend to use these 4 shades at the top: Tanacon, Diet Root Beer, Just Ethereal, Spiraling. They're the ones I use more than anything else. Also Sleep Paralysis, I like that one. But the others I just don't really use that much because I don't like to have to switch between palettes when I'm doing a look. That's just me. However, the Morphe X Jeffree Star palette, I love her. I love her a lot. Look at her. I got this palette because I really like doing like pink eyeshadow looks. They're my favourite thing to do, but I don't have many pink shades. This does. So for me it's perfect if you're not really a fan of pink eyeshadow. Not the one for you. But I really like it. I think the shades are really nice. I think they're very well pigmented. This is a Morphe collab done good. My first ever Morphe palette. This is the 3502 palette. It's bronzy, orangey, red shades, which, as I've said before, really like suit my eyes. This was my first ever Morphe palette. I've had her for years. I love her a lot. Next up, we have the Morphe Fall Into Frost palette. It's a lot of frosted shades, obviously. It's really pretty. I do really like it. This was a birthday present for one of my very good friends, Tori. Yeah, the 35F Fall Into Frost palette. It's very, very nice. It's very good. The shades are usable. They're everyday stuff. Watch my other video on this one. 35i palette. I'll link it below, I think. Or up there. Up there. Wherever it is. I'll link it somewhere. I have some feelings. And then finally, the James Charles palette. This is a colourful palette done very, 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 very well. This is the palette that I take with me if I'm going somewhere and I can only really fit like one palette in my suitcase. This is the palette that I take with me all the time, because you can do pinks, blues, greens, reds. You've got your neutrals. Oh, such a good palette. I really, really like this palette. I'm a big, big fan. So, like I said earlier, if there are any products that you'd like me to do a more detailed review on, leave a comment down below and I am absolutely happy to do that. I can also do a brushes review. I've got a lot of different brushes, lots of different brands, which I'm happy to review. I can do a skincare review. This is not even all of it. Yeah, just leave a comment down below if any of that is what you'd like to see. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, which is just at Cicely Amelia. Yeah, leave a comment, like and subscribe. Oh, stay safe, stay inside. Just, yeah, be careful. It's a scary time. Yeah, bye.